Hey y'all, it is Taylor Bridges. Thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. If you would be so kind, please like, comment, subscribe, all of that to your girl's channel. I'm reviewing Married at First Sight, season 16, episode 8. Episode is entitled Poised for Battle. And there sure was a lot of battling going on this episode. All the couples are grabbing stuff from their places. Kirsten is being extremely cheesy at the beginning of the episode. I'm not mad at it. I'm just like, is it genuine, sis? Dominique and McKinley aren't speaking very much. Dom notices, but I don't blame McKinley. He says there's not much Dominique likes about him. So why be all engaged and giddy? Like, all the nitpicking gets really old. And he hasn't even benefited. Like, Dominique hasn't even tried to get to know him. She hasn't even asked him what he likes to do or even verbalized that she cares about doing something of his liking. It's just, he don't like what I like to do, so I don't like him. That's it. Like, she doesn't show him any affection. She literally just complains. But she wants to wonder why he's not smiling and joking anymore. It seems like she got exactly what she wanted. She wanted him to stop joking, and she pretty much shut the dude down, and now it's all still a problem. Dominique only cares for things to be her way. I have yet to see her compromise anything at all. They differ on the subject of dogs. McKinley has 2. She's questioning how important his dogs are to him because he hasn't brought them down to Tennessee. And I understand. Clearly, there are factors impeding that, like he doesn't have his own place. And yes, he should have been gotten a new place. I'm in full agreement with that, but he hasn't. And now that he has a place, he's ready to bring the dogs, you know? And then from Dominique's perspective, you've been without the dogs this long, might as well continue on. I understand. But on the other hand, with y'all being married, McKinley comes as a package deal. At the end of the day, like for long term, he's a package deal. Outside of the process, if he had his own place, he'd have the dogs with him. So if they continued their marriage, she'd be around the dogs at some point pretty soon. So I think it's clever to go ahead and involve the dogs now in this part of the journey so that they can observe how the household operates prior to decision day. But Dominique isn't really interested in compromising. She's really pathetic to me, though. Like, y'all are the ones who rated the relationship a 7. And that's why I said y'all are both fake AF. But now things are definitely different because McKinley is leaving all that people pleasing, you know, where he wanted to give his best shot and being blissed. And now he's like, oh, she got me effed up. And she's making this whole process about what she wants and is comfortable with. And I'm happy for him. I'm like, it's clear that it's all of this, her nitpicking and complaining, and like it's taking a toll on him. You know, being told at every turn what he's doing wrong, that gets old. You know, she says she's not really feeling it right now because she doesn't want to have petty arguments, and she doesn't see how she contributes to the overall dysfunction between them. Like, she just fails to see it. Miss Old Soul. All this energy, because he didn't want to do the excursions on the honeymoon. Not because while asking him about himself, she heard some egregious red flag that upset her. Like how Aries said he's never been in love at 40-something years old. Other than not being into the excursions and joking a lot, McKinley hasn't really done anything but try to keep the vibe good, if we're being honest. And that counts. But Dominique is too childish, so there's that. And she wants credit for keeping a smile and keeping the vibe positive, but she literally has not done that. She's been fake, judgmental, bossy, and hypercritical. But according to her, he has this negative attitude and is super petty. And now she's not moving in. But we know McKinley is staying because this is a free 2 months of living alone for him. You know, better than living in the basement. I don't blame him. Don't worry, you ain't got to take the other room. I can put my clothes in there. I'll sleep in this one. Oh, he can Airbnb out the other bedroom. And he need to hurry up and bring those dogs and get comfortable, because if Dominique tries to come back, she gonna come back bossing his behind around and trying to move stuff and making it comfortable to her liking. So he better get comfortable. Nicole and Chris are bringing their dogs to me at the dog park. They seem to be getting along just fine. I'm pleasantly surprised, honestly, at how well Nicole suggested and is handling the compromise of having her dog stay somewhere else for the time being. Chris wants Nicole and him to spend 9 months living separately just to give them time to get used to each other, and Nicole isn't feeling it. And I don't blame her. I get that it's a big decision, but y'all are literally married, newly married as strangers. So living apart for a year is just way too close to casual dating to me, in my opinion. Clint suggests having separate bedrooms for the time being for him and Gina. Gina isn't ready. She feels like it's forcing things. I agree with Clint. Them at least occupying the same space in different rooms can at least help them connect. But if she's not comfortable, then whatever. The couples are now about to meet one-on-one with Pastor Carol. We start off with Aries and Jasmine. Aries says he was stressed because Jasmine is very, 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 very attracted to him, and he's not on the same level yet. He says she's physically attractive, but she's not his type. But she was his type enough to be intimate with. A couple days ago, she was just his type enough to want to break the back of. That's his words. Kudos to Jasmine for thugging it out with him, knowing that he's not attracted to her yet, because I know that attraction can grow, but I don't know if my pride can handle it. Like, knowing, I'm not used to the guy I like not being attracted to me, you know, but men deal with that all the time. Like, that's something guys deal with all the time. But even though she's thugging it out, I hope she doesn't have sex with him. I hope she doesn't have sex with him in hopes of growing their attraction. You know, I think if she does that, she'll end up feeling worse about the situation. She says she wishes he wanted to rip her clothes off. And I'm like, he did in Jamaica when he thought he could get it on site because y'all were married. Or at least he wanted to talk about it. Oh, so bad. But having to work for sex with his wife, who's a stranger, wasn't on his bingo card. Apparently, he was very interested initially. Aries is overthinking. He's not attracted to her, and he doesn't want to do the work to become attracted to her. He'd rather just pursue somebody he's already attracted to. And I'm like, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. What I will give Aries is the fact that he's been very honest and consistent in his feelings towards Jasmine for a minute now. For a while now. He's being a decent sport as well. And at least Jasmine isn't technically being strung along. You know, now Aries should quit the show and stop wasting her time because he doesn't want to be with her. But if everyone dropped out the minute they saw their partner and wasn't attracted, we wouldn't have a show. But if he keeps this up, at least Jasmine will have no confusion come decision day, and she'll already have come to peace with the fact that they won't be staying married. And that's better than, you know, the alternative of all this false hope and anxiousness, you know, leading up to decision day. Like, she'll know what's up off rip, and they can end up cool and with no beef or no bad blood, you know. Like, we don't want another Jasmina and Michael where Jasmina just didn't like him. She just didn't. So in my opinion, she was just super annoying and just complaining the whole time with him. What Dominique's about to do. Like, you see these couples all the time just self-sabotage the whole season because they don't like the person, instead of just bowing out gracefully. But they not only do they act a fool the whole season, they string the person along with false hope still. Like when Jasmina kept pretending like when Michael could only make one step forward, but then it was always at least 5 steps back. So like that one step forward, he's thinking he's getting somewhere with her, but really it's not even close. Like that false hope thing. Aries isn't doing that with Jasmine, and I will give him that. Jasmine thankfully appreciates his honesty. She also points out that he's making her comfortable, even though their connection isn't very strong. When Dr. Cal asks what Aries likes about Jasmine, Aries says he loves how Jasmine works with kids. She's close with her family. She's ambitious. But none of those traits affect him directly. Like, she said he made her feel comfortable, that he's honest with her. Those things affect her. They're not like generic. Do you like that she makes you smile? Do you like that she's super thoughtful of you? Do you like that she's honest with you? I don't know. His answer just gave friend vibes to me. I think Pastor Cal should have asked, what do you like about Jasmine as a partner? Meaning, what do you like about her as it pertains to you? You know, or something, because his answers were just super generic. And they didn't speak to their relationship at all. The most he said as it relates to them is that he likes that he can die and leave her with the kids. And I'm like, that's something, right? She's good enough to bear and care for his children, y'all. Don't let anybody tell you aloud you're what they need, but not what they want. Jasmine, run. It's subjecting you to being an option, second place. Because in a rapid moment, most of us are choosing what we want. We're human. And truthfully, most of us want the want and need fulfilled in one person. But I'm not your second option. You know, I'm what you need. But you want what you want. Like, nah. Because that just sets that sets Jasmine up for having to prove that her in this moment is where you want to be. Like, that over there, what you need is where you want to be. Like, nah, come already knowing what you want and what you need. Decipher that and then keep it moving. But Aries wants what he wants right now. He's not focused on what he needs. He doesn't want what he needs right now. Gina and Clint, she's doubling down on how wrong she is. She sees clearly how she was offended, but she refuses to see how she could have offended Clint in any way. And just because you didn't know calling him a ginger was offensive doesn't make it any less offensive. She's the worst. She's hell-bent on being the victim because she's self-sabotaging because she's not attracted to him. That's what's happening here. She's faking like she wants to get to know him more before moving in, when really you just don't want to move in. This is a stranger. Y'all will not grow closer in a 2-month process, spending the majority of it apart. It's not going to happen. I'm glad Dr. Cal gave them the ultimatum to either move in together or end the marriage. Like, stop the cap, faking like your intentions are true. We're not stupid. Like, but they agree to stay in the process. But she's still acting slow. So, according to her, moving in and sleeping in separate rooms is worse on the relationship than living apart. Okay, Gina. Kirsten is telling Pastor Cal that she's comfortable and everything feels natural. Yeah, everything feels natural. Yeah. I can guarantee Kirsten is not behaving the way she naturally would if she actually liked the dude she was sitting next to. She's comfortable because she's friend zoned him and she sees him as like, Shaq is harmless to her. He's not going to push up on her or pressure her about sex or bother her about anything, really. That's why she's comfortable. She's going to ride things out like this all the way to the end if she can. He asks them if there's any chemistry, and she says, not really. Shaq thinks there's some. He says Kirsten lays on him at night. And again, that's because Shaq is a male body. He's comforting. You know, he's handsome. He's non-threatening thus far. And she's stuck with him on the show for 2 months. So she probably uses him for cuddles and closeness. Ladies, y'all know how this goes. It's somebody to cuddle. It ain't hard to get along. Look, when you're lonely and you don't have to have sex with him, you know what I mean? And you get to have like that romantic vibe. She's like, I understand exactly what Kirsten's doing. I don't think it's right, but I understand exactly what she's doing. And honestly, there's nothing really for Shaq to improve on. He's already doing everything she wants in order for her to be comfortable and secure. She just doesn't like him. So it's period. Nicole and Chris, they're doubling down on having leases for 9 months. Chris keeps saying, we decided this. And once again, this is another compromise that only Nicole is making. He gets his way again. And it's not about who gets their way. Like, we're not keeping tally necessarily. I just see yet another instance where Nicole can become resentful if she wholly succumbs to just what Chris wants. Like, he is 2 for 2 on not budging. He's not even seeming, in the dog situation and in this apartment situation, he's not even seeming to consider compromising. And that's not going to work. And he also seems to be getting a little bit of cold feet. Or at least like he's capable of shutting down the minute things get tense or challenging. And once again, that's not going to work. Nicole knows she can be a lot, but I don't think she needs to dim her light and energy so much out of fear that she'll lose Chris. You know? Because that's what it seems like. I feel like she's filtering herself so much, making these extreme compromises that granted, I'm not saying her compromise is right or wrong. I'm saying, based on what she wants and he wants, she is not getting what she wants in either scenario. And I see her coming and being resentful about it. And it seems like she's choosing to just go with it and let him have his way to avoid upsetting him or seeming dramatic, you know, the way she, you know, or seeming crazy. You know what I mean? And I don't want you to do that, Nicole. Like, absolutely not. She's just walking on eggshells, trying to be super perfect so she doesn't mess it up with him. I know Pastor Cal is an expert, but they have been so wrong so many times on this show. I don't blame people for not, like on the show, for not, you know, when they don't listen to their advice. I don't blame them. Like, they don't really provide any real guidance. Isn't it the case that in the earlier seasons that the counselors were more involved, or am I making that up? Weren't the counselors and the experts or something like more involved? I could have sworn I've witnessed Pastor Cal like be more hands-on with couples because they need guidance. There's no way 2 adults can be thrust into a blind marriage and make it work. They need constant guidance. Constant. 2 people that already have been dating moving in together is already a lot. So 2 strangers experiencing the same space with a complete stranger for 2 months amid everyday life, like, you're not like on like Love Island, pardon me, where you're secluded, right? And like every day, all day, it's just this person. Y'all got nothing but time. Like, you're thrown into this life with this stranger while still living your life. You still have work. You still have your friend circle. You still have family. You still have things that were probably already planned. Birthdays, you know, whatever. They need guidance the entire way. They should be meeting with experts like weekly, if not more, in my opinion. Like, they didn't meet with anybody on the honeymoon, and they needed to. Definitely, like, for sure. Especially the Gina and Clint thing. Like, talking to producers is not enough. Y'all need experts in. Whew. Dominique and McKinley, she's delusional and she's fake. But we have to keep in mind that her mom signed her up for this, and she also was the one flirting with a stripper at her own bachelorette party. They both feel like, and not like throwing dollars on the stripper in all fun. Like, she was legit like giving the freakum eyes and to the stripper, and he was giving them back, and she was playing games. They both feel like they didn't get the partner they asked for, but then why couldn't y'all achieve that on your own outside of a blind marriage? Why do you have to have a blind marriage to be married? Why couldn't you get the partner that is... Beggars can't be choosers. Why can't you go get the spontaneous dude that you want? Dominique, why can't you get the laid back, chill, or whatever you want, McKinley? Why can't y'all go get what y'all want? You're not going to come on a show and get every single check mark checked. I said that at the beginning, that people come on here with these extreme standards and expectations, and then they get disappointed. Clint, when your person can't spend 6 months traveling by boat of the year, because most people cannot be on a boat 6 months out the year. It is nice. It is a goal, a dream. But it is not an average bachelorette's reality. And that does not make them any less, eligible. So they do that all the time. So I'm not even about to play with Dominique and McKinley. Y'all think y'all are polar opposites because y'all don't like the same vacation excursions. But I do totally understand and agree with Dominique on the point when she says that she wanted someone more established with their own place and thing going on, and she wanted more. I think that's a totally reasonable expectation for sure. Like bare minimum, low key. Like the bare minimum. And I also understand how McKinley feels judged. Like just from his perspective, she is judging him. We all are, right? But we're not married to him in his face, constantly putting him down like his wife is. He's doing well enough. From his perspective, I'm thinking, look, he's doing well enough for himself that he doesn't have to or have a reason to solidify, like he's probably like, I'm single. I can move around whenever I want. I can go from state to state whenever I want. I don't have to worry about breaking a lease. I got my bread. My business is on a laptop. You know what I mean? I could crash in Michigan. I could, where my people are. My best friend parents got a house in Nashville. I got a homie or something in LA. I can go there. Like from his perspective, he's living the bachelor life. It's probably not like on some bummy stuff that he's living in the basement. It's probably a matter of convenience because he's not stable yet. So I think I'm understanding it more. He wants more stability. And once he has a reason to be stable is when he do so. But he doesn't have what's the point? Right now, it's just me. So why not just live? Why do I need to go pay expensive rent? Yeah, I'm cool with this basement. Like, I'm cool. It's just me. Like, I'm cool. And I think that's okay. Now, is it all too attractive to be with? No. But I can understand. And I think it's worth giving that understanding because you could when his savings could be through the roof. So then by the time, because y'all are not married, y'all can do the experiment. After the experiment, old boy could be ready to come, he ready. His finances are in order and he's ready to go and be good with it, I'm pretty sure there's a scenario. I'm pretty sure he's lived by himself at some point, or at least with roommates. I'm meaning like been responsible for his household at some point. So I get it. I get both. And honestly, it's like they both are in the same position of what do I have to lose? What does he have to lose? By just coming on show, even if people could say, yeah, he's an opportunist, or I think there was like a preview how he had applied for another. Did somebody say he applied for like another season somewhere else? So what? So what? So what does he have to lose? Why not? He could apply for Married at First Sight in Michigan. He like, oh shoot, they got one in Tennessee. I got a homegirl, parents, I can go crash there. Oh, in Houston? Hey, bro, can I come crash with you for 6 months? I'm trying to get on a TV show. Why not? Like, for real. Why not? He has nothing to lose. Dominique has nothing to lose. Her mama signed her up. Neither of them have anything to lose. And so, for them to come on here nitpicking, more so Dominique, in my opinion. For you to be nitpicking, you didn't even really want this. And you coming on with all these standards and stuff. Girl, bye. They need to wrap this storyline up. Either make up or call it quits. Because I'm not watching another 3 episodes of them act and talk like this. Like, wrap it up. It's a wrap. It's good. Next episode, we'll find out if Dominique opts to end the marriage or waste our time a few more episodes. I don't know why they even tried to bait us with a preview of Shaq yelling, "Did we have sex on the honeymoon?" We know y'all didn't. And Jasmine and Aries' cousin might have some beef, so the episode might give. I'm excited. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your attention, and I will catch you at the next episode. Bye.